Hey, I'm Richard Bliss.
Alder Gyatso here.
We're at episode 12. Welcome to the show. We've had a bit of a hiatus, haven't we?
Well, there was a lot going on. There's just spring break in general, and then there was the GAMA trade show in Las Vegas, which is the industry show.
Where you and Aldo and I got to go and hang out, rub elbows with all the important people in the industry. They got to rub elbows with us. A lot of people were impressed to see both of us.
I think so. It was fun. And actually, a little tidbit of data, if you as a retailer or a manufacturer didn't know, this was the largest GAMA trade show since the decline in the economy, or whatever else you want to define it, 2008, 2009. It went great. It was 280 something unique retailer badges and over 400 store people, and pretty much the exhibit hall was sold out.
You missed out. It was the place to be. So we had a great time. And maybe we did see you. Actually, now that I think about it, you look familiar. I did remember saying hello. So, all right, what do we got? We got a ton of stuff.
We do. You see a giant amount of games, and they're actually broken down into just released recently, and then advanced copies over this side. So we're going to go through two separate sections. But before that, we always like to say, hey, what's going on in the industry? Besides the GAMA trade show, the biggest news, which you don't know? Okay, so what has happened, whether you're a consumer, a retailer, or a manufacturer, mostly a manufacturer, Steve Jackson Games has officially announced to the public saying, we want to buy game companies.
Yeah, so what that means, basically,
they want to buy game companies.
They want to buy game companies. And in the software industry, that's called the builder buy. As you start to grow, a company looks at it around and says, okay, we can grow organically, internally, or we can start to acquire that revenue stream. So Steve has traditionally, a lot of times,
pretty much it's mostly in-house development, for the most part. Of course, they hire writers or other, game designers, whatever it may be, but for the most part, it's internal. And what he specifically said is, we've made he's point blank about it. We've made so much money in Munchkin. We want to thank the game world so much. We want to give back. And by giving back, we want to buy game companies and properties to absorb under Steve Jackson and get some money out to game manufacturers or game publishers. So if you're an established game company, they've really limited. You have to publish, you have to go to the GAMA trade show, you have to been to conventions.
This is what they're looking to do. They're looking to take their revenue stream and say, you know what, it takes too long for us to develop, and it's hit and miss to develop our own properties. So we're going to look for properties that have a established track record, already have been developed, already been vetted by the industry, maybe are a little cash strapped, and we can swoop in, pick those up, and make them part of the family. And I think that's what it is.
Well, and by default, even if they buy a medium or small size company, Steve Jackson's reach is so much more
bigger
than, there's going to be places that just buy these games just because it has the Steve Jackson logo on it, which is great for the industry. So if there are some publishers out there, I'd be sad to see some of my clients go. But, if they get the opportunity to get a buyout, then kudos to them. Maybe they'll buy me a drink or a steak dinner or something.
Keep wishing.
So we're going to go through the first.
But also, Felicia Day and Tabletop, most people who are watching already know this.
Oh, they got accepted to a second season, a season 2.
And we have seen the numbers that if a game appears on their show.
Yeah, the numbers
are big.
We had a lot of people. Well, we had one person in particular, I won't say in case he doesn't want us to know, but one game publisher show us an entire chart of the ups and downs of the sales of one of the products, and when Tabletop hit the boom,
and it didn't just go up and down, it went up,
sold out, up, sold out, up, sold out. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. So kudos to them on that as well.
That's great. So we think that there's room for a number 2. So this is the number 2 show. We'll start doing
We're gonna start playing.
Yeah, we'll start playing. I think we could probably get up to 100 people watching. What do you think?
So what we're going to do...
100,000. All right.
So we're just going to quickly go through. You're going to do some close-ups, kind of like an unboxing or a showing under there, of games that have already come out or that have just recently arrived, so we can just give them their due.
Okay.
So we're going to take these, and we're going to just... Real quick, we put out the Mutant Epoch, which is the post-apocalyptic, Gamma World-esque role-playing game. These are 2 supplements that just came out recently. You don't need to really thumb through the pages at all, but they are supplements to the core Mutant Epoch RPG. The next one we're going to show to you is Hirelings: The Ascent. And Hirelings comes from the people that did Flapjacks and Sasquatches. And Hirelings: The Ascent is the family game for the gamer family. Now, the unusual thing about this that I really want to highlight is the out-the-door numbers were really good. And obviously I can't reveal the numbers, you know, for my clients, but it was really, really good. And I don't know why. And we kept trying to find out and ask, but a lot of the conversation stems from their success with Flapjacks has transported over to their new game. And they did well on their Kickstarter, and that they had done several conventions out there. So there's been like buzz supposedly for that. So one will never know though. A next one from some friends of ours in the UK. The first release from Chaos Publishing is Medieval Mastery. And Medieval Mastery, you create the hexes and create the board to play, and each spot has terrain, you know, good and bad. Like this is better for, you know, infantry, for knights, and this one's better for the arrow guys, and you know, better defendable, not. So it's
arrow guys.
Yeah. Oh God.
Archers.
It's been a long month since we've done this.
Guys.
Arrow guys. That was pretty good. But anyway, so you use the dice, actually, those little pack of dice based off of colors. You get to use those to keep track of all your troops.
You know, I really like the cover art for this. This is very
They
nice.
did a good job. I like it. It's not an intense strategy game, but it's definitely enough strategy for any hardcore gamer to enjoy. So, and then the last one of the recently released, here it comes.
Boom, boom, boom.
The Fallen City of Karez. This is published by Golden Egg Games, and they're out of Israel. And it was on Kickstarter.
Do you know how well did it do? Do you know?
What was it? 60,000? I really can't remember.
They spent it all on the board.
Can you even film it under that little
No,
close microscope?
that's why I'm holding it up. Here I am. This is not green screen.
There's a lot to this board.
Is it upside down?
Nah, it's upside down. Here, I'll turn it upside down, and you can show people the components.
Okay.
So there's a lot to this board. But it is a fantasy adventure board game, semi-cooperative. You know, get your troops, manage resources. Really nice job they've done on this. Again, this just recently came out. It's $70. And I think for a small press publishing company, they've definitely given you their $70 worth of it. So now, once Richard's all done playing with all those pieces, we're going to put that one back, and then we're going to get to the advanced copies. Let's grab Viticulture. Viticulture, I think, is one that you got to know. Jamie
Stegmeyer from Stonemaier Games.
So this game is one of my favorite types of games. It's a worker placement game. I really personally enjoy worker placement games, and this is about winemaking. Now, Richard and I have mentioned we live in the San Francisco Bay Area, but I actually live on the very, very outskirts of the Bay Area, which there are quite a few wineries and vineyards. And so there are many local wineries, and I, of course, have a little taste for the stuff. So
just a little.
Just a little. So this game, not only is it worker placement, but it's about wine, which is my second hobby these days. But I think they did a good job.
Talking to Jamie, he said a lot. His surprise was he thought this would do well amongst wine aficionados who might like it, but it's gamers who drink wine love this.
And
game.
that's funny you say that, because he came to me and he said, "Hey, can you give me a hookup? You live in the Bay Area. Can you get me into these wineries in Livermore and Napa and Sonoma?" And I said, "Jamie, I got to tell you, I've actually had 2 other clients do wine-related games, and nobody wants them. Wine distributors don't want them. The local wineries don't want them. It's weird because it goes back to what Richard said. It's usually gamers who are the ones enjoying wine." Versus wine drinkers would look at this and go, too much pain in the head, type thing, too much. But again, actually I polybagged they provided the polybags and I broke it all up. So we're hopefully going to play that with our group tonight.
You betcha.
But again, worker placement by the season, Viticulture, coming out probably in late May is when you're going to get it.
And Jamie Stegmeyer is somebody who got this right, because there's a couple other things that he did right. If you're looking at a Kickstarter project, I use him as an example. Go check out his Stonemaier Games. Look what he's done. And one of the things he did.
We're talking about the box size.
Yeah, the box.
Brilliant. You guys, Kickstarter people that are filling, requests for people, you're putting them in the box and you're saying it's the most pain in the butt to do the fulfillment and to wrap the packages. Viticulture was specifically sized for a U.S. Postal Service medium flat rate box, one of the medium flat rates, and it came to me perfectly with no cushion around it or anything.
No
just
space.
put in the box, sealed.
And let me give you an example. So here's, this game will fit in the box, but the problem is, okay, so it fits
lengthwise.
It's barely, but look, you've got some empty space here, and you have empty space here. You can't put two of these in a single box.
Yeah.
And so this should either be thicker or thinner so that you can stick two of them. But this is perfect sizing.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty brilliant, actually. Whether they did it on purpose or not, but no, he had told me they had done it on purpose.
Yeah, and that's a great thing to do.
So the next preview of an upcoming game, sure, go ahead and grab that. That is a role-playing book from Conflict Books. If you're familiar with their conflict system for Pathfinder, it's all about, well, skirmish and conflict.
What do they got here in the back?
Rules.
Oh, this is cool. What's this in the back?
Yeah, there's a map in the back. Maps.
Maps. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So they give you a little extra. So this is coming out in probably another month as well. Full 4-color throughout, beautiful layout and design. I love the art that Conflict
Intriguing
does.
artwork, yeah.
I really do. So then the last one is from Australia. Some of you might know Adventureland Games. They did a game called Dungeon Raiders, and it was pretty much buy from them only, but it was pretty cool. You should check it out actually. And I was been begging them actually to have Dungeon Raiders.
Really, to bring it in?
Yeah, to bring it in. But this one we've got Sushi Go. It's just a quick, make the sushi, items together, and you get points based off of how many of the sushi items you collect.
Making me hungry.
Yeah.
We didn't have lunch.
Yeah. So it's very simple, $15 game. That's going to be out as soon as it ships from the printer, but that is an advanced copy and it's on its way.
Okay. So that brings up a point.
Quick and easy. We've barreled through a lot.
There you go. But that brings up a point. And something I call that I hear this a lot, especially with the Kickstarter, is this idea of microprinting. Mm-hmm. I call it microprinting. And that is, I'm told time and time again that you cannot effectively find printing in the U.S., particularly, unless you're into the multi-thousands of copies.
5,000 is pretty much
5,000. And I'm telling you, I don't think that's true. Yes, it's true if you just go out there and do it. But I think that there is a gap in the seam here that I bet that there are printers with excess capacity looking for ways to increase in this down economy, and they just don't know anything about games. And if you went and taught them, that they would be open to the idea. Now, you're not going to find somebody who's, you're not going to find who's our guys over at Panda. You're not going to find a Panda that can do all in one, but you might be able to teach somebody, and the cost savings and shipping, the accelerated delivery, the ability to have control of access. I just think it's out there. I think that you can do it. And after coming away from GAMA, there are enough people doing different pieces that I think it's just right there. If somebody was just to get together and say, look, this is what we want. Because you want 400 or 500 copies?
Well, I can tell you that the technology is there for games like Sushi Go.
Right.
Simple card games in a box with some rules, not a problem. That you
Right.
you most likely can do it. If not, it's happening right now. The games like these, unfortunately, I don't see it. Now, I've talked to many printers in the U.S., China, India, Germany, whatever it may be. You can even go to China and you beg them to do 1,500, and that's really the minimum that they'll do. Sometimes you can get 1,000. I've had some clients go, "Oh no, I got somebody to do 1,000 for me." I'm like, "How'd you do that?" It's a rare instance. Most likely 1,500 in China or Germany.
And everybody's saying that, and I just.
But definitely for games with the lots of component pieces.
I think it's out there.
You never know. Look at what's happening with the print-on-demand
Right.
card games, the print-on-demand books, of course, and even there are some print-on-demand books.
And probably if anybody's going to do it, Game Crafters.
The Game Crafter, of course.
They're close.
They're the ones that are taking generic pieces, but all it means is they can buy a lot of one custom piece, for somebody and maybe make it effective. So
I just think I think the possibilities out there for somebody to find a way to do it.
Is that like a prediction for 2013?
Yeah, I think it's a prediction because if somebody in Vidcast land here doesn't do it, I'll do it. I just think just calling up and figuring it out. It's going to take a lot of legwork though.
Yeah, a lot of coordinating, a lot of logistics.
So we sound like a UPS commercial.
It is. Well, basically, that's what I do for a living. I take all these guys and deal with them under one roof. It's I don't want to say it insulting. It's like babysitting, but I don't want to say it insulting. It's baby. But you're taking a whole bunch of small guys and you're looking them over to hopefully take care of them to look bigger and be bigger.
Yep.
That's what things like this Vidcast is. So, but hopefully we haven't gone over time. I know we just like
Tons of stuff.
Boom, 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 boom.
Lots of good stuff. I'm liking the looks of this one. I'm liking the looks of this one. I like them all, but these two, I think we got to give a try.
Yeah, Viticulture, I read the rules, but I got to read the rules, I think, again.
Okay, I'll read them too. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, hopefully. So, I mean,
that's it.
Anything else? Yeah, what's in the future? Next month is KublaCon, which is another one of our regional shows. We did a take on DungeonCon, but next month in May, at the end of May, is KublaCon, which is one of our...
And then the GameX down in the LA area.
That's at the same time.
Yeah, Strategic Con.
Yeah, Strategic Con group. You know, so we've got some great regional cons out here in California. I have to say, many per year. And then Conquest, one which is in September, they just announced that they're going to do Conquest Sacramento twice a year instead of just once.
Yep.
So they're going to do that twice a year. So yeah,
that's great. And then I'm off to Arkansas this week because I got kickstarted. And that is some fans wanted to have me come out and talk to their community about Kickstarter and the impact it's having. Speaking of the impact, I made a prediction at GAMA that I think that Kickstarter is the single most impact on retail game stores of anything that's ever happened to a retail store.
In a positive manner.
In a positive manner. That Kickstarter is a very, very good thing for retailers. Now, other people might disagree with me.
Yeah, right now there are retailers disagreeing because they feel the alpha gamers are taking those first 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, whatever those number of backers are. They're taking those alpha gamers away from that store, or that store says, well, I can always sell 2 of something because I know John's going to buy 1 and Billy's going to buy the other. They feel that Kickstarter's taking it away.
And I'm telling them that I told them there, and I'll tell you here, if you're a retailer and you're looking at Kickstarter wondering how it impacts you, every customer that walks in through your door is a gold mine. You can become the epicenter of the creativity that's happening with Kickstarter. You can become the place, play test it, open your store up to unpublished games. Give these people a place to come to share their dream about how they can get their game on Kickstarter. You then become the facilitator of that, and it has an incredible drawing power to bring people into your store that maybe would not have walked in there.
Well,
before.
And on top of it, one thing I've always said from the beginning, whether when Kickstarter was nothing and now what they are, it's advertising.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, there's no sense about you can't argue it. That the good that it is, it gets the brand out there, the name, the person, whatever it may be, it's advertising for that game, okay? Whether it's people talking in forums, whether it's somebody gets their advanced copy and brings it to a convention to play with their friends, it's advertising, okay? I know it can take money away, as they're arguing, but I still wholeheartedly believe advertising, which is something medium and small size companies don't get in this industry, it's what it gives to them.
There we go.
That's
and that's an excellent way to end.
Push. Okay.
So thank you for watching. We always enjoy the feedback we get from our fans out there. Yep. I don't know if I think you're a fan. If you're watching and you contact
subscriber.
us. Oh, there we go.
There's subscribers, watchers.
I think you're fans.
Okay, good.
You're Aldo's fans.
So,
and I get the residual benefit from
please.
that.
So we're good, right?
Thanks for
watching.
If you
have any questions, if you have any questions on all these as we went through, obviously email me, Aldo at impressionsadv.net. And then Richard for Kickstarter questions.
rbliss@thegamewhisperer.com or follow me on Twitter at GameWhisperer.
And don't forget to check out freerpgday.com. That's my last little bit because Free RPG Day is about to be sold out. It's our annual RPG event at freerpgday.com. Make sure your store is signed up. There we go.
Okay, that's it.
Have a good one. Thanks.
See ya.
Bye-bye.